Hi Tina, I'm Azal from The Upcoming. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Very good, thank you. It's lovely to meet you. Congratulations on this fantastic film. I really, really enjoyed it.
Thank you so
Um,
much.
so perhaps you could start by telling us what this film is all about for those that are kind of unfamiliar with the story. What can viewers expect when they watch reality?
Reality is about one day in real life, June 3rd, 2017, when a real American woman named Reality Winner, who was 25 years old at the time, was surprised at her home by the FBI. It happened in Augusta, Georgia, and they proceed to interrogate her for a suspected leak of top secret security documents. And it's what unfolds over that couple hours at her house as they question her.
And what was it kind of initially about the story that appealed to you? What kind of made it kind of stand out as a project for you? Was it partly a little bit of the unusual access to that kind of verbatim script that went alongside the story?
I mean, stumbling upon the transcript was this incredible thing. Like I had never read something like that. It literally felt like a play or a movie, but was real. And the real critical thing to me was that there was this complicated young woman at the heart of it. Like that was what made, like, I was like, I would have been intrigued maybe with like a guy in it, but like this young woman in jean shorts moving through this document and this part of her life and story, and going intellectually head to head with these men, and the fascinating details of her backstory that come out as she talks to them. That it was reality herself within this, like, kind of special document, this FBI transcript that really, made me feel like drawn to this and thinking, wanting to make something with it.
And obviously, I know, you've got a very successful sort of theatrical background, and it was probably kind of an immediate choice to dramatize it into a play, which obviously you successfully did with the run called Is This a Room? But then what made you want to kind of revisit this and turn it into a feature for screen? And how hard was that kind of to adapt that from theatre to a screen, given it's, and I believe it's your first film feature as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is my first feature. When I first read the transcript, I was like I said, I felt like this is a thriller, and I felt like it was a movie and a play. And I've been always intrigued, in making a movie. I mean, I love making theater, but it always been like, oh, maybe I could try a movie someday. But was always in such a theater cycle. But there was something about that content, like the first time I read it, that I felt like, this could be a movie I could do. And because for the stage play, I keep it really simple. These incredible actors just step onto essentially a large platform on stage and just talk to each other. There's no set that, it's just to really hear that conversation unfold. Which is how I knew it, for me, it was going to work for theater. But I was dying to like actually get inside that weird rental home Reality had. And they're inside her bedroom. Like, it's such a vulnerable thing. It's a 25-year-old girl's bedroom. And I knew that Reality had like Air Force medals, but also like Pikachu stuff. And I was like, I really want to see this specific person's like ephemera in her house. And the movie was gonna like get to go there. And she had this crazy white cube car, and we were gonna get the car on camera, like fill her out within, keeping to the confines of this day, but there was still really exciting details of Reality's life to show. To me, that felt exciting. And then, of course, what I was, really excited about the film was getting that subjective lens on it a bit, in terms of what did it feel like for Reality to move through that day, and getting close to her face as she's going through this, her eyes back on them, the men's views of Reality. Like, there was just really wanted to play with all that up close tension as this like long form conversation unfolded. And film, of course, just has these great ways to really literally get close and put different angles on things. So
And obviously, talk about that kind of close-up work. Sydney Sweeney. I mean, she's just amazing. Was she your first choice for casting? How was that sort of choosing her for that kind of central role?
yeah, I mean, Sydney was just so good in this. She was on a dream list. Like, there was like, it was, to me, it was like really hard. It was like, who can be Reality? It's such specific text. She's such a specific young woman. I felt very close to the idea of who she was at that point. So with Sydney, I knew Sydney had the chops. I think like I'd watched her in several things in which she was just excellent, and you're like, that's an actor with really cool craft and emotional bandwidth. But then Sid and I had a conversation before she even read for the part, where, because I just wanted to understand, like, making sure that we could have a shared connection of like, getting underneath reality in the same way. And she was so smart in that conversation. She was smart about reality. She had a very specific and personal way into who she, had thought of reality. She hadn't known a ton about her before, but when she, knew this project was a potential, had read a lot about her. And so we had this great conversation. And so then when she read for it, it was like really exciting. And then, really when we get in that room to start filming, it was like, oh my God, she's so good. And then when you get to the edit and see what she's done, when you have all this stuff in front of you, yeah, it just worked out to be such a dream to have Sydney portray her, and really kind of an unexpected cool turn for Sydney as well, I think. So.
Well, she does an amazing job. And also, you pepper the feature with sort of photographs of the real reality winner. And then you've got these glitchy moments and then these characters that are raised briefly. It makes it so unique. Can you talk to us a little bit about the filmmaking process?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it always felt important to somehow show it in the movie, even with with Sydney giving this incredible performance of reality, that she remind people she was real, she is real, she's still alive, and then that she was this kind of very normal person, because we, of course, had access to like her public social media, like literally what her life was like in the weeks before this, before she takes this action and before the day the FBI talked to her. So it just was like this kind of poetics and layering of like, how can we really let the movie do most of the work? Let Sydney and the other actors drive this. They're so incredible. We're going to give them realism. But like, here's these little delicate reminders. Oh, right. She was real. Wait, this actually happened at like a house just like this. So that was really the idea of getting those in there and really finding the rhythm that kept it going. But those little pinprick, oh my gosh, right, she's real. Oh my God, she really did have the pink gun. Yeah, so.
And my final question, did you get a chance to meet reality winner yourself? And do you think it's something that she'll watch?
I finally got to meet reality on Zoom in June 2021 when she was released from prison after 4.5 years. And so now we're in touch a fair amount. No, I don't think she's going to watch the movie soon. It's far too traumatic for her, but she's very supportive of the fact that it shows her in her own words and what it's like for someone to be arrested like that, which, as she says, happens to millions of people every day, and it's important to see how one of these unfolded. So, but to actually relive it for her is currently just too intense, which I really, really understand. So it's amazing to have her support, though.
Oh, there it is. Well, thank you so much for speaking to me today, and congratulations. It is a fantastic film, and I wish you the best of luck with it. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much. It was great to talk to you.
You too.